The Eurovision Song Contest 2023 has just ended. It was a spectacular show with 37 amazing acts from 37 countries all over Europe and Australia. There's so much to talk and gossip about, yet the only topic is the winner, Loreen, with Tattoo for Sweden. No winner in recent years has caused such a negative backlash, neither for the act nor for the renowned song competition. But why is that the case? What does he have to do with it? If you want to get all the answers, stay tuned. But first, make sure to subscribe to my channel and like this video. I would really appreciate it. In the recent years, most of the time it was pretty predictable who was going to win the competition. Bookmakers placed their bid pretty early in the Eurovision season, and most of the time a lot of countries that usually do well are already pretty high in the odds. This year and in many other years that was the case for Sweden pretty early on, even before the national final Melodifestivalen was even held, and before its songs were made public at all. So far so good. Sweden usually sends high quality acts to Eurovision that most of the time do really well. Since the introduction of semifinals in 2004, they only failed to qualify once in 2010. And well, it's up to you to decide if it was deserved or not. Sweden won the competition in 2012, 2015 and now in 2023, with songs that are rather a safe bet, radio-friendly and easy to listen to in general. Their songs are made to please the masses, and not necessarily the Eurovision ultra fan. Their 2015 victory was achieved by Måns Zelmerlöw, but their 2012 and 2023 victories were both made possible by the same singer, Loreen, which received a lot of backlash for competing and winning twice. And here's the twist. If it wouldn't have been for the juries, the winner this year would have been somebody else, Käärijä, with the entry Cha Cha Cha. Käärijä won the hearts of lots of fans with his positive attitude and hilarious interviews.
I go to the Eurovision and I'm from Finland and it's great. It's great things.
And of course, with his song. After a lot of entries that weren't seen as very strong contenders by the bookmakers, Käärijä broke the course of Finland. He placed second in the odds, right after Loreen. So for the masses of new Käärijä fans, there was a common enemy, Loreen. As mentioned before, Sweden had already won twice this decade and also hosted Eurovision 3 times, in 2000, 2013 and 2016, and all of them were very good shows, and in 2 of them, Petra Mede, crowned as the all-time favorite Eurovision host, was involved in hosting. Fans were actually looking forward to see Sweden host again, in hopes of Petra Mede returning for a 3rd time. So, no. The problem is not that Sweden won this year, it's how they have won. In 2016, a split voting was introduced in Eurovision, meaning that jury votes and public votes were presented separately, causing some nerve-wracking scenes to happen over the past 7 editions. It added a lot of tensions and drama to the voting. However, there have been some very visible disagreements between the professional juries and the public over the past years. Let's take the competition where the rule was first introduced as an example. The Eurovision Song Contest 2016 in Stockholm, Sweden. The jury gave 12 points, the most points possible at Eurovision, to Jamala from Ukraine, who ended up winning the competition right in front of runner-up Australia and the 3rd place Russia, which was a clear fan favorite in 2016. However, in comparison to the 11 top marks from the jury, Ukraine only received 12 points from the public. And the trend goes on. Australia's Dami Im, who ended up winning the jury vote, received the 12 points 9 times in total, while the audience awarded it only 3 times. On the other hand, the audience's clear winner, Russia, received only 4 points from the jury, while the viewers at home gave them the top mark 10 times in total. But due to the low ranking from the juries, it was impossible for Russia to pass Ukraine. This can also work the other way around. In 2022, the clear winner of the juries was the Brit Sam Ryder with his song Spaceman. The public, on the other hand, gave a staggering amount of 28 points to the Ukrainian Kalush Orchestra, competing with Stefania, who went on to win. Their lead was massive, 165 points more than the runner-up, the United Kingdom, who went on to host the following edition on behalf of Ukraine. The big difference between the juries and the public's opinion has caused a lot of drama in the past years, especially when the audience's favorite didn't win. but never has the drama been as big as in 2023. I will come back to this year's voting later. According to various polls over the past decade, Loreen's winning song of 2012, Euphoria, was the favorite Eurovision song of most people for many years. So basically everybody who's invested in Eurovision knows Loreen. She's playing on home turf with Tattoo. Many fans even stated that Tattoo is their absolute favorite song of the season. But why are people unhappy with her victory? Why did she receive so much backlash? Why did almost every Eurofan root for Käärijä in the end? The answer is easy. She had already won, with a song that many people claim to be very similar to her winning song from 2012. Eurovision lives through diversity, and the audience has hoped for a more diverse entry to win. The clear winner of the audience at home and in the arena was the Finnish entrant Käärijä. Well, out of 37 possible 12 points, 15 went to Sweden and Loreen, while only 2 were given to the fan favorite, Käärijä. He ended up with 150 jury points. Loreen won the jury vote with 340 points. On the other hand, 18 top marks were given to Käärijä by the audience at home, while Loreen received no 12 points from the televote at all. The clear winner of the televote was Finland with 376 points, while Loreen received only 243. Nevertheless, the landslide win of the jury vote made it impossible for Sweden to be surpassed by Finland, which made Loreen the winner of the 2023 edition. Loreen had won again, and the Eurofans are mad. Don't get me wrong, I like Tattoo, and I think Loreen is a deserved winner. But I think other artists would have deserved to have a chance too, and I think this is why Eurofans are mad. We can't blame Loreen for winning, she only did what all artists in Liverpool did. Their best. There already was a time in Eurovision where there was no juries and only televoting.
You are the judges from 38 countries all over Europe.
From 2004 to 2008, only the televote decided who would win the competition. In those years, many Western states, especially the Big Five, the countries automatically qualified for the grand final, were mad about their bad results, which they thought was due to the Eastern European states block voting, and pushed the organizers, the European Broadcasting Union EBU, to reintroduce juries. Since then, the vote basically consisted of 50% jury and 50% televotes. As of now, the juries consist of 5 music industry professionals, which in the end of the day have the same say as tens of thousands of viewers at home. So it is debatable whether these juries are representative for half of the votes of a country or not. As I have mentioned before, the juries tend to have a pretty different opinion on the acts compared to the audience. In the past years, this was heavily criticized by the viewers at home, which led the EBU to remove the juries from the semifinals entirely, due to varying reasons. One of the main reasons being the voting irregularities from the past year and poor feedback from the audience after fan favorites failed to qualify for the grand final. So all in all, it was a good decision to remove the juries from the semifinal. And now you might ask yourself, why not just remove the juries completely? Well, at the end of the day, the Eurovision Song Contest is a song competition. It is there to crown the best song of the edition. And according to the viewers at home, those are mostly upbeat and fun songs, while the juries tend to decide on more calm and serious songs, and also see more importance in good vocals rather than a cool pyro and light show, which the audience prefers most of the time. It's safe to say that the juries have caused a lot of so-called Eurodrama over the past years, but it would be less fun without the juries, wouldn't it? In my opinion, a removal of the juries as they are now would be thinkable, but definitely not the best bet. I think juries should be reformed. They should add more people to it, fans, like you and me, so the songs can be seen from a different standpoint, so that the songs can be appreciated in a lot more ways than just the composition and the pleasing of the masses. Eurovision entries should be seen from an emotional standpoint, rather than a professional one. After all, it's the artists and the viewers at home that keep this competition alive. And if it makes itself unbelievable by putting the opinion of 5 people over the opinions of tens of thousands of viewers at home, the inevitable consequence will be that both artists and viewers will turn their backs to the competition. I'd like to thank you all for watching and would really like you to comment your opinions on this topic under this video. It was a lot of fun, but also a lot of work and research to create this video, and I would really appreciate a like, comment, or even a subscription to my channel. I wish you all a good start into the new Eurovision season, and let's see what the future has to offer for us Eurofans. Bye bye.